Who or what are you putting on the slab?
I'm putting the Vatican and Enda Kenny for what we saw on Monday morning on the slab. And let me say, first of all, I think Pope Francis coming to Ireland is going to be an absolutely joyous moment for Catholics. A once-in-a-lifetime, maybe twice-in-a-lifetime event. And for people who believe that he's God's representative on earth, it's an amazing opportunity in your country to worship. But the Taoiseach 5 years ago gave a speech, an amazing speech written by Miriam O'Callaghan, his speechwriter, different Miriam, and it finally stood up for what had happened to Irish children. And there is no state in the last 40 or 50 years that has been more abhorrent to Ireland than the Vatican. The Vatican has looked the other way when Irish children were raped and tortured and has then colluded to cover it up. And Ireland has gone deeper than any other country with the Cloyne report, the Ferns report, the Murphy report and then the Ryan report into institutions.
And Chris, and in fairness, Enda Kenny went further than a lot of other world leaders would in slamming the Vatican at that point. But Enda Kenny's point now seems to be that relations are much better, possibly because part of it was he put the church in their place and said very clearly, there's church and there's state. I'm a Catholic, but I'm not a Catholic Taoiseach. And Enda, like a lot of people, seems to feel that basically people think this new pope is kind of nothing to do with the church. They're like, the Catholic Church, terrible. But this new pope, he's a groovy guy. I really like him.
Yeah.
And Enda seems to kind of think this guy could be the future of the church and a healing kind of person.
If Pope Francis gives a mass in Ireland, I'll go along to the mass and I hope he'll say the words, "Children of Ireland, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what Catholic priests did to you and what Catholic institutions did to you." Now, he is the kind of face...
What's your problem here? You don't think, you think we should have him? Do you think Enda Kenny shouldn't have gone to see him?
I thought Enda Kenny's behaviour on Monday was far too reverential to the Vatican too soon, as the Taoiseach who stood up to them. Because the point of the matter is, Brendan, the Ryan report cost 130 million. The others cost 30 million each. The Vatican had all those documents. So that was Irish money spent as the Vatican blocked the truth.
And look, the money really...
No, the money does matter.
Only a tiny
the money does matter
it,
because at the moment, the money, it's up to 1.4 billion with compensation. So let's see action from the Vatican. Let's see Pope Francis say to Irish children, we will never allow this happen anywhere else in the world. And let's see the Vatican pay their half of the billion in compensation.
Niamh, do you think Enda was shamelessly sucking up to the Pope the other day?
No, I think that you can disagree with him on an issue, and he's spoken out about it, which I think is a good thing. But you can't write off a world leader just because of one issue. If that was the case, then he would do the same with Donald Trump. You have to be able to deal with them.
The one issue is covering up the rape of Irish children.
Yeah, I know, but I don't...
Yeah, in fairness, this Pope was not involved in it. Fogel, are you a fan of the Pope?
To be honest, I'm not a massive fan of the Pope. I would consider myself a Catholic, but I don't agree with the majority of what the Catholic Church stands for. But I think a lot of people in Ireland would...
OK, what bit are you a Catholic on then?
I'm just like in my own spiritual way, and I believe in God, and I believe in different parts like that. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe what they say about gay people. I don't believe what has happened to children in Ireland. I don't believe about the Magdalene laundries. There's been so many things that priests and anyone to do with the Catholic religion have done to this country. But I do think that a lot of people in Ireland are Catholic, and they would like to have the Pope over here. And I do think this Pope is slightly better than the rest of them, and I think that he could change what Catholicism means to everyone. I don't think it will ever be. I would never want to go back to it because
but you would be excluded from the church anyway by virtue of being divorced. The church would regard you as...
Well, I couldn't get married in the church when I did get married because
your ex had been...
He had been...
Was he married before, yeah?
He was into it, yeah. I can't talk now. That was such a good joke when I was married, but not anymore.
Okay. And listen, your sister as well.
Yeah, my sister is a lesbian, and obviously, like, why can't she get married in the Catholic Church? And, like, even... I don't understand. It's just pointless. It's all like archaic rubbish that's in the diary, in the Bible.